What's up, everybody? Mark here, bringing you another Masters of the Universe Origins review. And today, hot off the truck, we have none other than the man himself from the multiverse, so I'm told. He-Skeletor. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I know nothing about this figure other than I was like, it's He-Skeletor. Why not pick it up? It looks like Faker, but it's Skeletor, but it doesn't look like Skeletor, and it looks, whatever. So, we're all going to learn something today, hopefully, with this figure. I picked it up. Went on sale on Mattel Creations website the 11th of April, I believe. Maybe it was a little earlier than that. But I was shocked because I got up at the time to, or rather I logged in at the time you were supposed to pick it up, which I think was, my time was like 11 o'clock. No, it was 10 o'clock my time. And there was a limit of 3, and I decided I'm just going to get all 3 of them if I can. This thing might sell out in seconds. It might take a few hours. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge the interest on this figure. It's more of a curiosity for me. So logged in, 3 in the cart, click the button, puts me in a queue. It says it was like 10 or 11 minutes I had to wait. And I'm like, well, I'm done. There's no way I'm getting these things. It'll sell out probably. That's kind of how my luck runs. And I was pleasantly surprised that after that 10 or so minutes, it came up and it said, complete your purchase, and clicked the button, got the confirmation email, said, thank you for your purchase. And I was like, all right, cool. Now I'll just wait like 3 months to get it. I was shocked that the next day I received an email from Mattel Creations saying my order had been shipped. That's never happened for me. I always seem to be one of the last people to get figures when they get shipped. And literally the next day I had an email saying it was shipped, and about 3 or 4 days later, it was at my doorstep. So I'm interested in looking at this figure. I'm sure that's why you're here. You're interested in looking at this figure. So let's just jump on over to it. Okay, so here we go. And just by first looks, you are not going to know that this is the supposed He-Skeletor, since it's just a black-white print. I mean, it just simply looks like He-Man. But still, iconic He-Man pose. Comes in this, just outer box with the figure inside. And on the back, we have another picture, which once again, just looking at it, you would not know if this was, He-Man, He-Skeletor, or even potentially, Faker. You wouldn't know. You'd have to open the box. So it's very interesting because there's nothing, they don't put any real labels on the front of the boxes other than the Masters of the Universe logo and the Mattel logo, even on the top. Nothing. So let's just go ahead and pop him out of there real quick. And we'll look at it from here. And so we'll have this outer box, of course, like I mentioned, and looks like we got a little spacer in there. And then, of course, you've got the figure inside, which is, there we go. Put this out of the way. So yeah, we have He-Skeletor, most powerful Keldor in the multiverse. Like I said, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know where it came from. I'm hoping the mini comic inside tells us a little more. But yeah, so you have your, your picture artwork. You have the figure itself, modern posing, retro play, playing all the hits. Pretty cool. Now on the back, we have just one big piece of card art, which is kind of what they go with these exclusives, just a single big, because there's no real cross-sell. And got a lot going on here. We've got He-Skeletor right here with the power sword. We have Panther, although Panther is wearing the Battle Cat armor. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure what's going over with this thing. There's some sort of mirror, maybe representing a multiverse, and then some other mirrors. Very interesting. I do not know much about this, but I am interested in looking at the figure. I mean, it's a He-Man figure, but it's definitely something that piqued my interest. So let's just jump over into unboxing. Okay, we got the figure out, and as you can see, it's simply a repainted He-Man in, Skeletor colors. gold arm bracelets, or whatever you call these. Gold and purple for the chest piece. Of course, he can hold his sword, and, you know, black around the boots. I mean, it's a He-Man. There's nothing too special to it. It's cool though. And of course, if I set him back up here, he kind of leans forward a little bit, but of course you can pop him back. He comes with kind of the standard accessories for He-Man. He comes with a cool shield. I really like the color of the golden purple. It looks very nice. Comes with that shield. He comes with a battle axe. Very cool. And of course he comes with a full power sword in Skeletor's colors, because he's Skeletor. And of course you can load him up with accessories. This is all he comes with, no extra hands or anything of that, but that's okay, no big deal. Probably just would have went into a Ziploc baggie anyway, and thrown in a plastic tote. And of course I can drop everything. Let's see if I can get this on there a little better. I know it snaps right around the top of this wrist. There we go. And it's supposed to go through his hand, but as normal, I can never get these things done when I'm on camera. So we will do that. And there we go. We have him in full geared up. And then of course he also comes with the comic, which is called Crisis at the Multicore. And essentially I did just quickly flip through this. It talks about the multiverses, which we're all very familiar with because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and, you know, the more recent movies. And basically, He-Man is using the, the Cosmic Key, and he goes to another universe and recruits what is essentially Keldor, who looks like, well, I can show you. He basically looks like Prince Adam. Let me see if I can find that picture. So he basically recruits Prince Adam, or the Keldor version of Prince Adam. And then as you go through, he's like, hey, you need to come help me fix all the problems, yada, yada, yada. Like I said, I didn't read the whole thing. And of course, here he calls upon the power of Grayskull, and he becomes He-Skeletor. That's unsettling. Hey, you asked for it. And so they fight off this, whatever this lady is. Yeah, so I mean, everything gets explained in the comic, and that's good. Let's just do a very quick comparison and see what the various He-Mans look like lined up from the Origins line. So the funny thing is, I actually don't have just a normal, regular version of He-Man quickly available, and I don't have a normal version of Skeletor readily available. So I pulled the next best three, or the next best two, I guess. So we have Faker, and of course Anti-Eternia He-Man, who would probably actually fit into this multiverse thing as well. But just so you can see the difference, the blues between these two are they're slightly different, not by much. But if I pull these two forward and you look at them a little closely, you can tell there's just this one on my right, the He-Skeletor, is just a little, I don't know if I'd necessarily call it brighter, but I guess it would be brighter. So there is a subtle difference between them. I would venture to say, if I were to pull Skeletor out, the normal version, I would say they are very close, but maybe not. Maybe it's closer to this one. I did read online that some folks were doing the Keldor head swap with him, and that the Keldor face was slightly lighter than the body and the arms and the legs. So take that for what you will. I'm gonna leave mine like this. But yeah, it's just another He-Man. It's a way for Mattel to make the most out of that mold. But it's fun. It's a fun extra figure to have in your collection. If it was still available, I would tell you go out and get it, because it was $18, standard Motu Origins figure price. But yeah, what do you think? Is this something that's worth adding to your collection? Is it something where it's an easy pass? Is it something where you can say, hey, I could, do the Keldor swap thing, or maybe, it has very good customizing possibilities, especially if you want maybe a Faker that doesn't have the tampoed robotics on the chest. This would be a good option. But yeah, overall, I enjoy this figure. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this review. I always try to have a few reviews going. Make sure to check out my Coffee and Toys episode. If you haven't, there'll be a new one released sometime tomorrow. And hit that like button. I appreciate it. Helps the channel. We are marching our way also towards 500 subscribers. So thank you, subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you can get all the latest updates from me. Once we hit that big 500, I'm going to do some giveaways, including 2 G.I. Joe classified figures, and who knows, maybe I'll throw in an Origins figure as well. Who knows, I might just get completely crazy. So smash the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment. Tell me if you're going to pick this guy up. Tell me if you did pick this guy up. Really interested to know your thoughts. Otherwise, I will see you later.